Hi everyone, welcome to my channel International Storyteller. In this channel, you will find true horror stories worldwide. These stories are for entertainment purposes only. In this video, I will tell you the story of one of the most creepy places in Canada, known as Nahanni Valley. The Nahanni Valley is one of the last truly unexplored places in the world and is situated in the Northwestern Territories of Canada. It is over 500 kilometers, or 311 miles far from the nearest city, Yellowknife. Due to its remoteness, maps of the region showed almost nothing except two flat lines that indicated the two main rivers. The Nahanni Valley is so uninhabitable that even in the 1920s it was still unexplored. This place has some of the most diverse landforms in the country, with many large caves, high mountain and a large waterfall. The Nahanni Valley is not just unfriendly due to its rugged terrain, extreme cold weather, and predators such as grizzly bears and timber wolves, but it is also deadly due to some unexplained incidents. Over the decades, many unfortunate travelers, gold miners, and explorers who visited this remote valley have gone missing in this area without any trace. Sometimes their dead bodies were found without heads. The number of headless bodies found within Nahanni Valley has resulted in naming this place the Valley of Headless Men. So, what is the story behind many people vanishing in Nahanni Valley without any trace? And why are people calling the Nahanni Valley the Valley of Headless Men? In order to know this, let us hear the creepy story of Nahanni Valley. The Nahanni Valley is said to be inhabited by many mythical creatures and monsters that feast on those who enter the region. Many native hunters who entered the valley in search of food tell that the valley is haunted by an evil spirit and mythical creatures. Others said that ancient giants still live and roam in the Nahanni Valley. This giants is believed to have killed and eaten anyone who trespassed on their territory. There are also various sightings of a hairy, subhuman-like creature known as Nukluk. This subhuman-like creature is dressed in a moose skin loincloth and carries a stone club in their hand. There are also reports of prehistoric monsters still living in Nahanni Valley. Many native hunters said that prehistoric mammals such as mammoths and mastodons still roam the most isolated place of the Nahanni Valley. Native Indian hunters and European gold miners all claim to have observed fresh tracks of these prehistoric creatures in the snow of the Nahanni Valley. During the 1960s, many geologists and other representatives of the scientific community visited the remote place of the Nahanni Valley. Those professionals who entered the Nahanni Valley returned from their expeditions with experiences they could not explain. This gave rise to a new scary story about Nahanni Valley. According to these witnesses, the Nahanni Valley is home to an enormous wolf-like creature known as the Wahila. Some considered the Wahila to be a likely suspect of many mysterious deaths and disappearances in Nahanni Valley. They said that these wolf-like creatures still roam the valley and may live within the deepest and most remote corner of the Nahanni Valley. Even today, there are no permanent human settlements in the Nahanni Valley. But historically, there is certain proof that indigenous tribes of Canada known as Dene once settled there. Today the indigenous Dene tribes settle in the southern and eastern areas outside the Nahanni Valley. According to the Dene tribe, the Nahanni Valley was once occupied by another small tribe known as the Naha. In the Dene language, Naha means people from the Nahanni River Valley. The Naha people were a nomadic warlike tribe living in the high mountains area of the Nahanni Valley. The Naha people were ferocious warriors who frequently came down from their high mountain into the lowlands to attack the Dene villages and killed them. So, the Naha tribe became the main enemy of the Dene peoples and were greatly feared by them. The Naha people were also fiercely protective of their lands and not tolerant of intruders. They would eliminate anyone who entered their land by cutting off their heads. After years of suffering and devastation from the Naha people, a group of brave Dene warriors had finally had enough and journeyed into Naha territory above the high mountain for a surprise ambush. The Dene warriors came upon the conical tent used by the Naha people and prepared to attack. However, upon rushing into the camp, the Dene warriors discovered that the Naha people were nowhere to be found. It was as if the Naha people had vanished into thin air from their land. The disappearance of the Naha people is still a mystery, and no trace of them has ever been found. Could they have migrated elsewhere or died out due to disease, or have they hidden in a remote location to this very day, is still not known. The scary story of the Nahanni Valley came to be known to the European white people in the early 1800s. Many European fur traders of the Northwest Company of Canada were trading with the indigenous Dene tribe. These European white people learned of the horror story of the Nahanni Valley from trading with the Dene tribe. Since then, the mysterious and creepy story of the Nahanni Valley has spread across the European white settler. In 1823, a brave explorer named John MacLeod attempted to explore the remote Nahanni Valley but did not make it far upriver. He again started a similar expedition the following year and met with similar results. In the summer of 1897, many Europeans came to know about the tremendous amount of gold available in the rivers and soils of Yukon, which is a territory in northwestern Canada. In no time, men and women from all over the world were on their way to the Yukon in search of gold. These gold-seeking people from around the world approached the Yukon region of Canada by a number of different trails. One of the trails was a tiring route called the All-Canadian Route, which began from the city of Edmonton to the region of Yukon. This route was very long and tiring. So some gold-seeking people want a shortcut route to reach the region of Yukon. Finally, 766 gold-seeking people choose a dangerous shortcut to reach the region of Yukon by choosing a way through the mountains of the Nahanni Valley. Of the 766 gold-seeking people who attempted this dangerous shortcut trail through Nahanni Valley, only a few of them successfully reached their destination in Yukon. After that, many gold-seeking people who failed to reach the region of Yukon began to look elsewhere for gold. Since then, a number of these people have wandered into the Nahanni Valley and began searching for gold there. In 1906, two Scottish brothers named Frank and Willie MacLeod journeyed from Edmonton City to the Nahanni Valley in search of gold. They made their journey with basic supplies and reached the Nahanni Valley. In that year they were able to get a haul of gold in their hand and returned to their home in Fort Liard. However, they were not satisfied, so the two brothers again made a second expedition to the remote Nahanni Valley in search of gold. This time another third man who was a Scottish engineer named Weir had been traveling with them. They travel upriver using a small boat to reach the Nahanni Valley, and that was the last time anyone saw them alive. After that, nothing was heard from them. They all vanished in the Nahanni Valley without a trace. Then, 2 years later, in 1908, the younger brother of Frank and Willie named Charlie MacLeod led a search party in the Nahanni Valley. After several days, their search party discovered two dead bodies at the remains of a camp on the riverside of Nahanni Valley. Those two dead bodies were probably the dead bodies of Frank and Willie. The strange thing is that both dead bodies were headless. It seems they were attacked while sleeping, and one of the dead body holds a gun, indicating a need for defense from someone. But the body of the third man, Weir, who accompanied the two brothers, was missing and never found. The cause of death and the reason for their missing heads remain a mystery to this day. From that incident onward, the mysteries of Nahanni Valley spread across different regions of Canada, and the valley has been known as Deadman Valley. Then another dead body was discovered in Nahanni Valley in 1917. It was the dead body of a Yukon gold miner named Martin Jorgensen. His headless body was discovered next to the remains of his cabin, which were burned to the ground. Martin Jorgensen was actually a Swiss gold miner who came to Yukon and attempted to become a permanent resident of Nahanni Valley. After reaching Nahanni Valley, he used to send letters back to his home, saying that he had found gold in the Nahanni Valley. But not long after, some other gold miner who went to Nahanni Valley found the headless body of Martin Jorgensen just outside his cabin that was already burned to the ground. After this incident, many Canadian newspapers started writing articles about the presence of a mysterious headhunter in the Nahanni Valley. In 1927, another dead body of a man nicknamed Yukon Fisher was discovered in the Nahanni Valley. This man was an outlaw and a part-time gold miner. He was wanted by the Royal Canadian Mounted Police in the Yukon and had fled to the Nahanni Valley. The officials found his dead body laying on the banks of Bennett Creek in Nahanni Valley. The reason for his death was never fully explained. 1 year later, in 1928, one gold miner named Angus Hall walked ahead of his party in Nahanni Valley. But when the group reached to Nahanni Valley, they never saw him again, as if he had vanished without any trace. Then, in 1931, another headless body of a hunter named Phil Powers was found in Nahanni Valley. He went into the Nahanni Valley in search of gold and never came back. Police eventually found his headless dead body near his campsite, which had burned to the ground. According to the story, his revolver was just a few feet away from his dead body. All 6 bullets had been fired, suggesting that he had been attacked by someone and burned his campsite. Beside all these dead, there are also many people who went to Nahanni Valley and mysteriously disappeared without any trace. Because of these mysterious deaths and disappearances of many people in the Nahanni Valley, this place is being considered a cursed place. There are also a series of unexplained plane crashes in Nahanni Valley. In 1962, 2 mysterious plane crashes incident happened in the Nahanni Valley. The first incident involved a pilot named Angus Blake Mackenzie, who survived the plane crash in Nahanni Valley. He radioed his crash site to the rescue team. But when the rescue team arrived at the crash site, he was found nowhere, leaving his fate unknown. The second plane crash incident in Nahanni Valley involved another pilot and 3 passengers. The rescue team discovered one dead passenger named Hudson near the wreckage. However, the dead bodies of the pilot and 2 other passengers remain missing and were never found. Because of this, the nearby mountain range in Nahanni Valley came to be known as the Funeral Range. This incident further proves that the Nahanni Valleys is one of the most mysterious and dangerous places in the world. Till today, no one can accurately say what is the reason behind such mysterious incident in Nahanni Valley. But the indigenous Dene people of Canada who live near Nahanni Valley still avoided going to Nahanni Valley for centuries, claiming that it is haunted by an evil spirit. They say that the Nahanni Valley was once a territory of an ancient warlike tribe called Naha, and they may not have disappeared and are still living today. The Naha people might be the one who have claimed all those lives, seeking to protect their last natural habitat. But some experts believe that the mysterious incident happening in Nahanni Valley is due to its connection with the so-called hollow Earth. The hollow Earth is a concept about how some part of the planet Earth is hollow or contains a substantial interior space. This claim is somewhat true because the Nahanni Valley is connected with many large underground caves, with around 250 of them, and still many remain unexplored.